been here the other days, and like half of them have been here every time. So.
Sick. Sick. Well, I need some company, so I'm going to introduce the man who makes my life very easy, because he always has his shirt off. So therefore, I never have to do what he can. The hairy, but he has great body odor. The wolf, my partner in crime, Kris Holden-Ried.
Thanks, guys. Good to see you all again. Nice little private little room here. And I have a special guest to introduce. A surprise person showed up. She's bold, she's beautiful. She's blonde and bodacious. The brilliant Dr. Lauren Lewis.
Since we got a little bit of a later start, I'm going to give more time to you guys. But I still will ask one question first. While people line up, we have a different setup in this room. If you look behind you, you'll see Erica with her hand up, and that is there's a mic on a stand. You can line up with Erica if you would like to ask questions of the cast. Okay? My first question for you gentlemen is, what aspect of your character most resembles you?
Excuse me?
I am so sorry, ma'am. See, I wrote this question down, last night. So before the pleasant surprise. So you may, in any case, you know the question.
It took a team of Mexican doctors 3 hours to do this.
Okay, I'll start. All right. I would say probably the shoes. Yeah. Yeah.
They're both nodding their heads, just in case you didn't know.
Just overwhelmed by the profundity of that.
You know what? I think it would be his quiet approach. That would be it. That most resembles. Yeah, that would be it. Look, okay? What time is it? Like, cut this. All right? Let's go. Move on.
Would you like me to go first? Ladies first? Oh, for me? All right. What do I go? Physicality, I guess? I don't know. No. Oh my God, I'm not going to go to the scooch joke again. Can't do it. Too much scooching for one weekend. It's not good for you. The doctor would agree, I'm sure. I guess, surviving is, yes, okay, dicing. No, there's no dicing. I would like to think in my best part of myself, maybe my integrity and my honesty. I kind of try to be pretty honest in the way I deal with people, and I think that's dicing. So some people might disagree.
Good answer.
It was an okay answer.
You cut me off.
Not to be outdone by the other 2 days, can you repeat the question again? I was too concerned with my hair.
Well, yes,
I was trying to get that Zoe Palmer flick with her hair that she does, you know, that really sexy.
Fail.
Will you try and do it this week?
What aspect of your character would you say most resembles you as an individual? And you can pick either one. You can either channel Zoe or you can be Paul, whichever you prefer. Or you can do both. You can do double feature.
Oh, I would have to say, I'd have to say the shoes as well.
Which character?
Both.
Stay tuned to season 4.
Yeah. Throw it back at us.
Think of a question.
In the meantime, somebody else try a question.
Yeah.
My question was for Kris, and he's not on the stage.
Yes.
So the episode with the dawning, I think most of us are still going, what? But
Yeah, me too.
I was curious about your take of sort of the section that Dyson was in, where he and Bo worked very, happy homemaker, and he was a doctor. How much of that do you think was coming from Dyson's desires, or how much was sort of just shaped by whatever was going on in the temple?
I think that was all being shaped by Dyson's desires, to be honest. At that point, I think he made a selfish choice, and he's like, he was dealing with, I can't remember the guy who was there, the name of his character.
The caretaker.
Thank you. And I think when he had, the caretaker offered him some sort of a decision to make, and I think Dyson was like, hey, this is an alternate reality or something. Subconsciously, I think he just went there for that because that's what he wanted to experience. And then when he realized that it was false, that's when he had to face the music. You do not have to be familiar with one. You don't want to be familiar.
Yeah. Well, let's give them a little. You want to give them a little background on, because sometimes
All right.
we can bring
So you take a saw.
seriously, without trying to be like,
You get a chicken.
but it's part of the set, right? It's part of wardrobe. That's what it is, and so we've just taken
It's all about
there.
the shoes this morning.
But no, so that's it. It's just pretty straightforward. Yeah. I do have a question though. I want to know who has been here all 3 panels.
Wow, good.
Okay.
Okay, now we have to skew our answers for all these people so they don't get bored.
Yeah, it really, just to elaborate on what Casey said there, it really does help when you're surrounded by a main cast of people that you really believe in, trust, and support, and have incredible respect for. And that's not always the case with shows,
But also, yeah, and in terms of that trust and respect, that sort of goes out into everything we do sexually, relationship-wise on the show. I mean, we respect each other. That's, I think, one of the key core values of a good relationship.
Yeah, I mean, they all love that I go to S&M clubs on a Friday, Saturday. It's encouraged.
I have a question. Who here has not watched Lost Girl ever? No, welcome to the party. Come on.
Okay, and seeing as we're doing demographics and polls, who here got into the show on Sci-Fi? Who here got into the show on Netflix? And who downloaded it, you thieving bastards? See, I got you there. Okay, there they are. Go get them.
There you go.
And Showcase. How many people saw it on Showcase? Our amazing network.
We do have a few Canadians in the audience. I pulled them before you guys got here. Yeah,
Great.
we do have a few right here.
Oh, Christ.
All right, next question.
My favorite episode is the dawning, and the part where Dyson says, "I'm just a wolf standing in front of a succubus," and he gives himself completely to Bo at the end of the dawning. So, and from then on, he is completely hers. So from that point on, your character, how do you see going from there?
That was 309 or something like that, right? Yeah. That was season 3, yeah. was sort of the first time that he was able to kind of, one, admit to her and himself that, you know, the love was back, you know, and that he would do anything for her. And I think it, but he came back and he really respected, you know, your relationship. You know.
You don't put his face straight on it.
So I think he kind of had to choose at that point, you know, how to best serve Bo, you know, and he realized that giving her the love, the freedom to love, was the best thing that he could possibly do, his best way to serve her and pay back what she had, you know. I agree. Time to go. That's my bell. Enough talking, enough relationship talk. Yeah, so that's what I would say, and then from here on in, it's been a lot about, you know, watching what she needs, and we'll see if he gets the chance again.
Next question, your thoughts on the whole thing?
I think my personal thought, and I have no idea, to be honest. Jay Firestone has not leaked anything, but I think it's going to get there. Personally, I think it will get there. I don't know if it'll be season 4. Could be season 5, but I think it will get there. That's if there is a season 5, of course. But it will get there. I believe so. And I mean, it'll be exciting when it does. I think it feels overdue.
Because Kenzie's got great shoes. Problems or Gail's heart.
But so does Max. Max has great shoes too.
Thank you.
My question was, I know they did.
That was another wolf, yeah?
I know they did kind of a power swap in one of the episodes, but if you could choose whose powers you actually wanted, who would that be and what would the power be?
Well, I answered this quite in-depthly yesterday, but it wasn't localized to our show. You're saying on our show, whose power would I have?
Well, like, just in general, all three of you, like, if you could choose a power from anyone who's already appeared, who would it be?
Oh, I'd want to be a succubus for sure. I mean, who wouldn't want to be a sexual monster that just, like, could super suck a whole room and, like...
Okay, now, this is from yesterday.
You'd all be getting...
Yesterday, you said it would be a whirlwind of atomical shark death.
Oh yeah, can you give us that answer again, word for word? Verbatim, please.
A whirlwind of atomical shark death.
Do we need to go?
I can do it again if you want to hear it.
Obviously, I want to channel Zoe Palmer's incredible sexual energy. That is a power.
From our show, did it go up? Oh, there we go. Okay. I like the mesmer. I like the mesmer. It's because he's not here today.
One thing you hate most about your character and why?
There's your answer.
Or maybe one thing they would change?
Do you know what? I think that's a really difficult question because it's hard to judge your characters as an actor. I don't think you can.
Maybe a circumstance.
Yeah, and hate for me is kind of a judgment, or it's an emotion, but it's also you've made a judgment on your character and you've judged that particular trait you hate. If I was to do that with every single character that I played, that I would never give a true performance, because you have to. I mean, characters do horrible things, so there's tons of things that I would hate. And if I went through that feeling that I would never get anything done, I think it's difficult. I mean, if you're a real actor, I don't think you can ever judge your characters.
Lambda, ladies and gentlemen. Lambda.
So you can get a serious answer in this way.
For Hale, I think what? It's not so much a hate, but it's the feeling of sometimes wishing that he had a different family. I mean, I'm sure some people in here can relate to that. You're like, oh, I wish I could pick my family. It's that kind of feeling he has sometimes, but nothing in the hate category. It's so, yeah, I can't go with that.
Yeah, and you know, like for me, I'm like with Vex, I'm like, I've just wished, you know, when the person who always deflects, who never wants to take anything seriously, and you just sometimes just want to go, come on, just for once, will you stop making a bloody joke and just give me something?
Sounds like Paul Amos.
Well, I am Vex, essentially. You know, I was typecast. So yeah, I mean, for me, not hate, but I just wish he wouldn't. You know, I wish he could open up a bit more. And then obviously, you know, as the show goes on, you're hoping that the writers see that too. and then you get to play a bit more, and then you get to do challenging stuff as an actor.
Yeah, and I like Dyson. I'm cool. Shape shift, run around, it's all good.
Anybody, raise your
Anyone know?
hand if you do.
No? Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, all right, just checking. I have my reasons, but no one knows, so forget it. Don't worry about it.
Now they're all going to be trying to find out. That's
Don't worry about it.
If you have a small dog, don't bring it over to Casey's house, is all I'm saying.
Okay, it's a snake, but does anyone know what kind of snake?
Gosh, obviously not. They didn't even know you had a snake.
They guessed python, they can guess something else.
I have a ball.
Where is this going?
I'm trying to get there.
Ball python?
Albino is that's part of it. What was that?
Corn?
Albino corn snake. I will be right back.
There was a method to his madness, I see.
I told you he's the most left field person I know.
But brilliant.
Yeah, and you thought yesterday's panel was wacky?
Can you come up here, please?
She gets to touch his snake.
But check this out. This is extremely funny. There you go. All three of us. And look what she's wearing.
The black looks way better, darling. Stick with black.
Earlier on, Vex was clearly evil and enjoying it a lot, and then more recently he seemed to have been sweet and adorable and more on the nicer side, but then he seemed real conflicted about it. I'm just curious what you think deep down, is Vex evil or is he good?
Well, that's a philosophical question.
But it may save your life.
Yeah, I've been wearing that all weekend. Is anybody, that's a tricky one, is anybody evil, really? So it's, you know, it's circumstance, yeah? So what happened to Vex in his life that got him to that point? And I think the most interesting thing for Vex at this point in time, I don't think he's ever really lived around humans. I think he has been so embedded within the Fey world. I mean, he's lived they're at his club, but that's literally just food. But he's never spent any time with humans. And for the first time in his life, when he lives at the clubhouse, I think he gets access to humans. And then he gets access to an amazing human being in the character of Kenzie. And he has a certain affinity with her. And I think that opens him up into a different place. I also think maybe in his history and the back history, there's something that's taken him to be that person. And if you understand that, then maybe not so bad after all. You know, some things can make you bad. Some things can make you into a bad person.
Will we get to see any of that history?
Maybe.
Keep watching, we get more seasons and more seasons.
Yeah, but to answer your point, that's the most interesting thing in shows. Yeah, and with characters, you hope and pray that sometimes you can get to a place where you can play those things or those stories can be told because they're interesting. Because we want to know what makes people into who they are. I mean, those are the stories that we're trying to tell, particularly on this show. Everybody is trying to find out who they are through this overwhelming arc, which is Beau's arc, of her trying to find out who her mother is, you know, who she loves, what her family is, what it's all about. And we're all going through that as characters. And I think we're in a good place in 4 to really explore that.
That's the thing, and just really how important it is how that, you know, it's not fetishized, sort of. But you know, how normal queerness and queer sexuality is in the show, and it's just, thank you.
Pass it on. Thank you.
Going along with the fetish thing, the question is about Vex and the Morgan. And every time Vex is controlling the Morgan, she seems to be absolutely infuriated. How much of that is an act, and how much is she getting off on?
I wish, Emmanuel, have we got her phone number? Wow, you know what? I don't know whether I can answer that.
I know. You know what, Emmanuel is one of the, she is so committed. Like, honestly, when I read that scene, I was like, oh my God, how's she gonna, like, I was like, oh no, what's she gonna do? But she came in, and I wasn't there that day, but Paul told me she just, and it's obvious when you see this scene, she just goes for it, man. I mean, how awkward would you feel dancing in your underwear, pretending to be being controlled by someone else, and like it's got to be one of the most strangest things she's ever done in her life.
I mean, it was so bizarre. I mean, I'm there. First of all, let me preface this by the fact that that scene is her. The fact that I'm a part of that scene, like I do nothing in that scene, really. I just come in at the end. And I'm so, you're so lucky to be part of that because it's kind of a cool, iconic scene for the, for the show,
Totally.
But it was so funny. We're on set. I mean, Emmanuel Forget is beautiful in real life and has, the most extraordinary body. And it was in front of me, and she was only in her skimpy underwear. And she's going, so exactly what you do when you mesmer. And I'm like, well, I do this. And she started to do all this, and they were doing all these moves, and we're trying to plot out all these moves with me, with my hands, or what I would do. And she's just in her skimpy underwear. And she just doesn't care. And when I first met Emmanuel Forget, because they were like, oh, there's this amazing person playing the Morrigan. You've got to meet her, she's extraordinary. And I come in, and she's there, she's got like 2 dogs in the trailer, and she seems really intimidating when you first meet her. Because she's really beautiful, I found anyway, because she's really beautiful, she's together, she's from LA, she's got a dog, she's got a whole kit and caboodle.
It's the 2 little dogs that are really the intimidating.
Yeah, intimidating man. Like, any woman that has 2 little dogs that manicured.
We're dealing with some issues.
Yeah. But when you actually get to meet her, she is the goofiest person you have ever met in your life.
She's so fun.
Yeah.
I'm sure if you guys were on Twitter, there was a tweet that we sent out, like, I think last film festival, where the 3 of us just happened to run each other at a party, and we ended up just going, hey, and ended up in bed together. Not in bed together.
Actually, it wasn't at a party. I had just got back in from a different party.
Truth, Paul.
You're gonna get it all now. We're getting a terrible reputation too. Well, I was in my room. I had just got back from a party. It was like 3 a.m. in the morning, and I'm like, okay, it's time for bed now. We're filming the finale tomorrow. This is really unprofessional of me. And I'm like, okay, so I started getting to bed, and I'm like, this is
So
Holy
good.
shit. I think I hear Kris Holden-Ried. Hang on a minute. I think I hear Emmanuel Forgier.
Anyway, to make a long story
I'll open the door and lo and behold, who should be there? It's those two, because our rooms were right by the bar, so
Yeah,
just to
that's right.
preface that. Nothing was going on.
He's making it too meaty.
We were drinking red wine, catching up, and yeah, we had a good little, the three of us were sitting outside and just like
Yeah.
bonding.
Yeah.
Without bondage, just bonding.
Thanks for coming all the way down to Atlanta. We're just thrilled to have you down here.
Thank you. You said great cocktails at 5 in the morning.
And Zoe, dear, you touched on this earlier, but I'm fascinated. There is such a balance in this show with the Fae, the light, the dark, the good and bad, and the gray in between. The show seems to be pushing the character, the human. We keep trying to give Kinsey powers, apparently. I'm curious of your thoughts of the balance the show seems to be moving towards, almost in keeping humanity intact. Keeping Kinsey human. Your thoughts on that?
Sorry, so our thoughts on how we balance the
Your thoughts on
importance of humanity?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm confusing that.
I'm easily confused, don't worry.
The writers, it seems to me the writers are continually at this point trying to give Kinsey powers. And then there's that struggle for her to remain human. I'm curious of y'all's thoughts on that balance in the show between the human and Fae.
I think, you know, the Fae are they're a hidden species, right? And even though this show is about them, they're prevalent in the show. But I think that there is an important, you don't want to. One thing that I don't like, and I'm sorry about this about the zombie culture, is how it sort of dehumanizes humans when they become zombified. I think it's important to, no matter what art form we're doing or whatever story we're telling, to find a way to celebrate humanity and its beauties and its difficulties. But I think that our show, and the Fae as a reflection of humanity, that's something that we can continue to be working towards. And, I don't know, I'm kind of rambling a lot of this, but it's like, I'm going to stop for a second and try to contain myself, because otherwise I'll just be here for 5 minutes giving you a really strange little long-winded answer.
Yes,
But I think it's important to go to celebrate the humanity, and that's why we don't want to make this about that Fae are awesome and humans are just food. In fact, that's one of the things I've always not liked about the show, is that we're always killing a Fae in the episodes. It's like, hey, where's the sympathy? Where's the empathy that we're actually killing one of our own kind in this? This is something that I've always struggled with Dyson. As we're killing the Fae of the week, we got him. We just got one of our own kind. Like, where is the humanity in that? And there's something that we're trying to balance on the show a lot more.
Somebody's got to die.
I found that the killing field, that was, you did that so well, your reaction to that, when you and Tamsin figured out what that was. Do you guys agree? I mean, that was just, does anybody else want to?
I'm sorry if that answered, I don't know if that answered your question.
Oh, no, perfect, thank you.
Okay, next question, please.
Good, because none of us had anything else.
Okay, the mic's kind of short, but first of all, I wanted to say, Kris, I absolutely love your scarf. Like, it's so cute. And I wanted to know if any of you guys ever have really weird dreams about, like, some of the characters from the show. Like, you have, like, weird, scary nightmares.
They are so not, I cannot speak on them. I'm so sorry. It's very, I don't know, do you guys have sad dreams?
No.
Really? I have dreams all the time. And not just the naked kind, where you're like, oh my God. Like, we often work such strange hours that you're like, you know when you go to sleep and you have your lucid dreams and stuff like that? I'll have dreams where I'm on set, but I'm in my bed and I'm so fucking tired. And I'm literally trying to act and I can't remember my lines. I'm like, why am I on my underwear? Oh, not again. And, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe show or whatever because I have a really active imagination. But yes, it happens a lot. And I'm very sensitive, so. The question is
the only dreams I have is Jay Firestone coming to me and tell me, I'm really sorry, Bob, but we had to kill you. And I'm like, oh, no. I've only done 9 eps.
I have to say that, you know what, Kris has been awesome. I'm going to tell you guys really quickly. He worked probably 12 hours from 3 to 4 in the day till 4 in the morning. So that's Saturday morning. Went straight from work to the airport, flew over here, and just kept going. So he had no rest. I mean, he's such a trooper. So, you know what?
Yeah, and then I got gone out and had been bitten by the dragon a little bit on Saturday night. Smart and got, no, guys, I'm not going to have fun tonight. I'm not going to go out and meet people. I'm going to go home and go to bed. But I had a great time Saturday night, and I had a great time Sunday when we did the panel all day yesterday. It was just, after I took my nap in the afternoon, I just crashed. I was like, shit, I can't. I was in no form to talk to people and rest. Just needed some sleep. So I apologize if you were waiting yesterday.
So you crashed after you took your nap?
From my nap, going, okay, time to get back to work. And then I was like, no, I'm not going anywhere.
You know what, it can count as work.
Okay.
Yeah,
it can be.
Exactly. Yeah. It's hard when you're out at a bar and you're having so much fun and you're meeting so many fans on a Saturday. It was amazing Saturday night. We were like, we didn't, you know, it's the first time we've really been to a con as a group per se.
We absolutely have.
You know.
Usually we don't go out, so like there was a real Dragon Con guys, man. Like it's great energy here. This time, I know what to expect.
And the thing is, I'm Welsh, and the dragon's my national symbol, so I'm used to fighting dragons.
He's brought that dragon for the last 72 hours, man. Look how he's ended up.
It could be worse.
Casey, do you have anything you'd like to say about your fun this weekend?
Oh, I was so lame. I went to bed early. As soon as I was done with you guys, crash. I'm so lame.
I would say that could be also said as smart. I actually have to catch an airplane, guys, so I don't have much time.
One more question.
Okay. Wait. We didn't answer that question, did we?
Sure, we did.
Yeah.
Oh, we did?
About having fun. If you had fun.
All right.
But we're not having any fun right now.
Moving on.
Okay, I got Kris's approval earlier, but I'm wearing a pair of boots that I call my Kenzie boots. I wanted to see if you guys...
Come on up, now.
As soon as she said boots, Paul said, please come up.
The Lost Girls panel turns into a shoe fetish.
Can I ask one more question while the boots are getting
Yes,
checked
that
out?
sounds good.
Thank you so much. My question is for all of you.
I particularly like the arm push.
Yeah, they're awesome. They are awesome.
Okay, go ahead, question.
We all have headcanon about the characters, and my question for you is, do you have anything that is not something we see on the show, but that you consider to be true about your characters?
Something we don't see on the show, but that is true about our characters?
Yes.
Sorry, is that right? It's a tough one.
That is a tough one.
I can tell you things that I've wanted to see on the show that just didn't have time to, or because of script and stuff. I'd love to see a lot more of the backstories of all of our characters. You know, we have a fantastically ensemble show that is led by one very strong character, and sometimes there's just not a lot of time. And also the networks, the international networks also, they sort of put a mandate on you sometimes about they want a little bit more of an episodic feel, so therefore you don't get a lot of chance to get the serial exploration. But we're changing that a bit now. Like the serial model really serves Lost Girl because it is a relationship ensemble show. We don't want to be Scooby-Doo. And so look forward to that in season 4. It's a lot more serial. We only have like, I think, 2 episodes so far that are kind of like standalone, like, you know, Fate of the Week kind of stuff. But yeah, for me it'd be a lot more backstory.
Yeah.
Like period piece stuff, because we're all really old.
Yeah. Especially at the Dragon Con weekend. Just aged about 10 years. Yeah, I would like to see like the Morrigan and Vexes back. I'd love to know like how they got together, and you know what the deal is there. What's the reciprocal agreement? I'd love to know that stuff. But first of all, I'd like to focus on Vex. But no, yeah, I'd love to see all that stuff.
Yeah, it's definitely backstory. That's just the interesting stuff, in my opinion. Hale and, you know, we kind of experienced his father a little bit, but we'd love to know more about his mother. We'd love to know, we got this, you know, the sister aspect, which we need to bring back.
Yes.
We need Val back. Val was awesome. So, you know, without going any further, it's the backstory.
And I'm sorry, but I do have to catch a plane. So
We're gonna cut it
I'm
off.
gonna leave.
Can I kill you somehow?